Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to try for the first time the new Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow palette. So here is the packaging it comes in. Very nice bronzed color. This is how the palette looks like, and yes, you can see every little detail here. You can see my view a little bit. I'm gonna try it first time with you on camera, see how it goes, give you a little bit of my first impressions and my thoughts on it, and we're gonna start right away. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can also follow me on Instagram, and without any further ado, let's try that new palette. This Tan Bronze and Glow palette retails for 66 Canadian dollars on Sephora. It's very similar to the Bloom Blush and Glow palette that she released earlier this year, I believe. So here, it's so reflective for these palettes. Same size. So you get the Glow Cream Base, the Super Glow, Glow Impact Powder, and the Blush and Bronze Powder. So that's going to be interesting to see how this works as a blush. I would ideally use it as a bronzer, to be honest, but we'll see. You get 2.8 grams for the Glow Cream Base, 3.5 grams for the Super Glow Powder, 2.5 grams for the Blush and Bronze Powder, and 3.2 grams for the Glow Impact Powder. She has little inscriptions here that gives you the indication that it's the Glow Cream Base right here. Very discreet, but I like that. And then you have that little cap here that protects the cream. Here for this palette there's only one cream, this one. I really like that. I think it's quite smart and it looks quite slick too, and you can like very easily clean it. Well, there's a nice mirror as well, same as the one in the Bloom and Blush palette. So we're gonna start with swatches and then I'm gonna apply it on my skin. I just prepped my skin with a little bit of Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream and my Tarte Concealer Multitasking Foundation. To give you a little idea, I'm the shade 27S, which is a light medium sand shade. Yeah, I would say I'm like light to medium right now. My body looks a bit more tan than my face, and that is because I used for the first time the Saint-Tropez Self Tan Purity Natural Glowing Skin Bronzing Water Mousse. So this little guy, I just got it as a perks at Shoppers in a goodie bag, and it works really well. I would say just make sure you don't miss a spot because I missed that little spot here, but here it gives you an idea of how much tan you can get with one layer. Otherwise, all the rest of my body I got pretty good, except for my back. It was a bit tricky, so I would say if you have someone to help you, that's better. But I find like it gives like a very nice like natural tan. It's always sad when you have to swatch a new palette. But okay, I'm gonna swatch first the Glow Cream Base. Feels very nice and smooth. And let's see. I'm gonna get my arm a bit closer here. So that is the Glow Cream Base. So yes, for me, I would say right off the bat, it's not something I would put like as a highlighting cream, but maybe as a bronzer base. But let's see when we actually blend it, because often you see the swatch, but it doesn't give you an idea of how it will blend on the skin. So, okay. I would say it looks nice. And it's actually melting quite well onto my skin. See, it's not as dark. Then the Super Glow powder that feels very buttery, very reflective, and it has that like bronze shade. Very pretty. This on deeper skin tones would look beautiful. I think for me it's gonna be a bronze topper. Then we have a blush and bronze powder. Okay, so obviously I'm swatching it like an eyeshadow for now, so it looks really intense. Let's see if I blend it a bit. It's very pigmented. Okay, well, we're gonna see. I can see how on fair skin tones it might not work, and for deeper skin tones I don't know how it will show up on the skin. The Glow Impact powder. Okay, let's blend it a bit. Very pretty. Okay, I had to quickly fix my under eye situation. My mascara was smudging, so I just set with a bit of powder right under the eyes, nowhere else on my skin, because we're gonna use like a bit of cream product. So usually when it's like that, I don't like to use cream on powder. So I'm gonna start with the Glow Cream Base. And you know what? I'm just gonna use my fingers. So I'm gonna put a Glow Cream Base here, but we're using powders after. It actually looks really pretty. Okay. Might be a very pretty, see, when I apply it like that, sure it's dark, but it blends really easily. It might be just a really pretty bronzer, cream bronzer by itself. Let's bring it down a tiny bit. So you could use a sponge, you could use a dual fiber brush, whatever rocks your world. Okay, it's actually really pretty to bronze your skin and give you a nice glow by itself. I'm not gonna apply it all over the face, so that way if the powder doesn't go well on top of it, we can see how it goes on the rest of it. I'm gonna try the blush and bronze powder. And let's see, I'm gonna be light-handed first, just because we saw that it was a bit dark. And let's see. Okay, so far so good. But I went really light on my brush. I have a bit of kickback. I don't know if you can tell. So I'm just gonna pick up that kickback. Tap the brush again. I'm gonna do the other side first before doing a second layer. It's actually really pretty. And it doesn't show as dark now that I apply it with a brush. It goes really well on my skin tone, guys. I don't know for my friends who are deeper skin tones how it will go, if it would show up. Okay, second layer of the bronzer blush. Could be just a really pretty blush too. It might look a tiny bit patchy wherever I put the cream, which makes sense. It actually blends quite easily. And I'd like for my new friends to notice that I have a little sun damage here, or I'm not sure what it is. I'm treating it with a little bit of brightening cream that my dermatologist gave me, but this is not the product. This is my skin, unfortunately, tends to grab on certain pigments and do a little spot here. So it is not the product. And I'm using a Sonia Kashuk brush. I got it in a set. I like the shape of it. Okay, now the nose. Going really light-handed. It's very pretty. It gives you that nice like sunburn look. And I go a little bit on top with my brush. I find it's really pretty, guys. I'm gonna zoom you in. So this is how it looks on my skin so far, with the Glow Cream Base and the blush and bronze powder. Okay, so far I'm really liking it. It looks really pretty on my skin tone. I'm gonna go with the Super Glow powder, and I think, you know, ideally it's like the Bloom Blush and Glow palette. I would not necessarily use the 4 at the same time every day I use that palette. Sometimes I would just use maybe this little guy with this, or just this little guy with this. You know, not necessarily, I'm not gonna use necessarily like the 4 options in for one look. So for the Super Glow, it looks quite bronzed. I'm gonna use it as a bronzer topper, and I'm gonna go towards my cheek too. Oh, that's very sheer actually. It doesn't look like too intense right off the bat, so it's nice. You can build up the intensity, but it looks really nice. It doesn't look like a highlighter. It really does look like something to embellish and give your bronzer a bit of a sheen, you know? Okay, a bit more intense here actually. Okay, for some reason I applied a bit more intense on the forehead. So I think it's pretty on top of the blush and bronze powder. And now the last step, the Glow Impact powder. Zooming out a tiny bit, and we're gonna use that. Let's see, I'm gonna use the same brush. This is a Sephora Pro Highlight number 98, my favorite highlighting brush so far. Okay, very pretty. Well, so far, I think it's very pretty. Like now I'm kind of matching my body now, and I find it really pretty. So far I tried the powder dry. I'm gonna use that as an inner corner highlight actually. It's pretty too. And I'm curious to see if I use it wet, how it's gonna look like. I think if I would use the Glow Cream powder, the Glow Cream base right before it, it might be a nice trick too. Just gonna spray the brush, and let's see. It's already beaming. Yeah. Okay. I don't necessarily need blush, I think. This gives me a beautiful, you know, a beautiful tan look. This is the Time Bronze and Glow palette, and it gives me that beautiful tan look. So on my part, it works great. I can't wait to use it multiple ways to see you know, how it goes when I just use like 2 of the products in this palette. I like it. Now, is it gonna work for everybody? I'll be curious. If you got this palette and you're very fair or you're deep skin tone, please let us know down below how it worked for you. Give a bit more glow. You can see my beautiful mark here. That smells good, but the mist is a bit too aggressive. Wow, this looks wet. But it has a very well, I put a lot of powder. You don't need to put that much highlighting powder because this looks really golden right here. I love it. I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna use, I think it's Royal and Linkle, you know, the brushes you get on in BoxyCharm. Anyway, it's very, very soft. I'm just gonna apply a bit of that as a blush just to see how it works. And that's very pretty too. But I go with a very, very light brush. I don't know if you can see it dancing on my skin here. It's very, very soft. So you could actually use it, yes, both as a bronzer and blush. But look how my skin looks very, very healthy, very dewy. Not greasy, but just shiny. Here I think I applied a tiny bit too much of the highlighter. I think this side is a bit better. For me, this is a yes. It's a positive review so far. I really like it. Now, do you need it? Not sure. If you have a highlighter that you like, and if you have a cream bronzer or cream glow product you already have, you don't need it, but it's really pretty. If you're close to my skin tone, I will encourage you to try it. And please, once again, for my friends who are deeper skin tones or very fair, let us know down below if you tried it and how it works for you. We're curious. So overall, I think this is a beautiful product, beautiful face palette. Of course, the packaging is stunning. Natasha Denona really disappoint. The mirror is beautiful, the inside is very appealing, and everything performs really well. And I think you really need a light amount of this highlighter. Like, I put a tiny bit just to see how it builds in. You don't need to do that. I think it was beautiful the first round. The bronzer behaved like beautifully on my skin, and it suits my skin tone really well. And I actually just scrolled down the Sephora app and I looked at the reviews, and it's mostly 5 stars from people who are light medium skin tone, and there were fewer were fair. The only one that gave 1 star was someone who was deep skin toned, and I'm not surprised. That I think this might work on their skin tone or this, but then this might not show up, I think, unfortunately. Although you see her marketing campaigns and she's applying it on deeper skin tones, but not sure if they have something before, you know, another bronzer or something to sculpt. The glow cream base, I will use it by itself, just all over my cheek, just to give me an overall like nice healthy tan look. I think it's beautiful. This one, this powder, the Super Glow one, I find it very beautiful, like just dusted over the matte bronzer. It gives that beautiful natural sheen to it. Really enjoyed that. And then this little guy here, I can't remember if I did that or not because my camera keeps interrupting by turning off. This is stunning. I would say has a yellow undertone, a little golden undertone. You don't need too much. Like, I put a bit too much here because I really wanted to try how and see how it goes when you build up the intensity. And I think it was prettier when I didn't have so much, but still, like, it's really, really glowy, like blinding. But if you want something a bit more glowy but more natural, just dust it very lightly on top of your cheekbones and wherever you want to highlight. It's very, very pretty. So overall, this is a great product. I like how it's kind of magnetic here, like it closes very well. And I like how the blush and bronzer, it works really well as a blush too. I think it's really pretty. So there it is, my friends. This is my first impression slash mini review on this Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow palette. Did you see that she's releasing a new palette, eyeshadow palette? It looks really nice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram for little polls I create on the Insta story asking you what you want to watch next, and you know, some little mini reviews and shots, like product shots and makeup looks, like just to give you an idea of how everything performs on me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't hesitate to leave comments down below, requests, and to comment if you have this product, how it performed for you. Thank you so much. Have a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.